This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another Strixhaven draft, I want to remind everyone that Card Kingdom sponsors my content. You can buy Strixhaven singled and sealed in their great store if you visit it. And you can do that by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. Ooh, well, it's an easy day of judgment. Wraths are good, especially when they're cost the same as the OG Wrath of God. 4 mana for a Wrath is great. We do have Hall of Oracles, which is really good. Like, it's a great land. This is a pretty strong pack in general, because in terms of things you first pick, I think you can first pick Day of Judgment and Hall of Oracles, Quintorius, and Fairy Trickster and Combat Professor. And you feel pretty good about all of those, but we definitely want the Day of Judgment here. We want the big old Wrath effect. That kind of effect is just irreplaceable, completely alters the game. And sure, there are times where it's not worth playing it because you have more creatures, but if that's true, you're probably winning. So, it is a little situational, but not so situational that you should steer clear of it or anything like that. Or in any deck. You should always play it, basically. Okay, so this pack, not nearly as strong. I think we'd probably take Eye Twitch. It's a great little learn card. Efficient flyer, place you can put counters or use, things like that on it. And then, gives you a lesson when it dies. So we'll go with Eye Twitch there. Eye Twitch. Yeah, they brought back the eye creature type. I wonder what that means. Are we going to see a bunch of eyes in the next set, the Dungeons and Dragons-y one? This is another pretty strong pack. We got another Frost Trickster and Master Symmetrist. Both of those are pretty good. Yeah, Divine Gambit's fine, but you definitely don't want to take it in that pack. I think Eye Twitch is way better. But yeah. Frost Trickster and Master Symmetrist are really what we're looking at here. It's unfortunate we're not in either of those colors. Master Symmetrist makes a little more sense because black-green's a thing, whereas blue-white and such does not make a whole lot of sense. Blue-white and blue-black aren't things. So I guess I'll take the Symmetrist here over Frost Trickster. It might just be better anyway. It is quite good, after all. Ooh, Bookworm, huh? Okay, well, seeing lots of powerful packs here. Bookworm's really good if you end up in a ramp deck. We've already seen a Quintorius, it's pretty good. And then we've got Combat Professor, which is a very nice common. I'm kind of leaning towards the Woe Eater. So the awkward thing that could happen here, potentially, is that we don't play Day of Judgment. And, if we get a Cultivate, it might be doable. But so that is kind of awkward, but that's kind of a risk no matter what. So, I mean, I could, maybe the Woe Eater isn't that much better than Combat Professor. It does take a lot more effort to build around. Yeah. And Bookworm does too. You basically have to be a ramp deck. I think we're going to go with the Professor here in the end. Yeah. It's a pretty great card overall. It'd be sweet if that other one wheels. Thank you for the follow, early 90s Metal Star, as well as Is It Captain Resty? I think I forgot to thank you for the follow. Alright, well, Fervent Mastery doesn't really do anything for me, basically ever. So we probably want Return Past Caller. Could set us up for red-white, which we'd get to play Day of Judgment, but it's also probably just the best card here. You can splash it without a whole lot of effort, in multiple different schools. And yeah, it's just really, really good overall. Yeah, I think we take Past Caller here. So Enthusiastic Study. Pretty nice little trick. We've got a nice lesson here. So far we have one learn card and no lessons, but it is black and it's our only black card. But chances are good we're going to want lessons at some point. that said, would I rather just take, a pretty good learn card that is nice in aggressive decks, or a 2-drop that's fine? I think they're kind of comparable. This kind of has a higher ceiling overall, definitely, but we do kind of need 2-drops at this point. It's early, but I think I'd rather have the first year than Enthusiastic Study here. Maybe we'll be mono white and also get the white mastery and just have 2 Wraths. That'd be fun. Okay, so I think it's just Guiding Voice here. It's a nice learn card that has been a big overperformer. Ignis, Historian, Make Your Mark, they're all fine, but I like Guiding Voice a lot. Basically all the learn and lessons are good. I mean, if you have to sum things up, that's kind of how it is. Okay, so I don't hate Detention Vortex, but you do have to be like the most aggressive deck possible for it to work out, and well, it kind of looks like we're going in that direction. I'm not so confident that I want to take it here over, fixing, which is pretty good. If we end up in some other color pair, or if we want to splash our pass color, for example, Silverpool Campus will help us in the sense that it lets us play, more basics, of the color we're splashing. Right now, I'd say Master Symmetrist looks unlikely. Other than white being open, though, I don't know that we've seen a whole lot. Okay, well, one Quintorius wheeled, so wheel the other one. Let's hope so. So we're taking this Quintorius. I've yet to really build like a wacky Quintorius deck in this format, and I guess I had one at some point now that I think about it, but it went like 3-3 or something. It wasn't a great version of the deck. So if the other Quintorius wheels 2, and we get it, obviously, we're going to start going really, really hard into like Graveyard Shenanigans type deck. Okay, so we have Divine Gambit here again, which is, it does remove things. Mostly you only want to use it late. And then we have these 2 cards, which are both fine. Currently I don't have any removal other than our Day of Judgment, but that's probably okay. I mean, Divine Gambit, I think the Rescuer's impressed me overall. It brings back enough things. It works with Quintorius. So, we can get it back with our Pass Collar. Then you can play it and it gets back something else. It's a nice little value chain. So I don't think the other Quintorius wheeled, unfortunately. So I think Make Your Mark and Study Break are both pretty interesting cards. We don't have any lessons right now, it's worth noting. But I think this has enough. I think it has more upside than Make Your Mark overall. Okay, the other Quintorius did wheel. That's a great sign. This pack in general is a great sign because all 4 of these cards are very playable. But we're going to take the other Quintorius and start going as hard as we can into, taking cards like Pillar Drop Rescuer and stuff like that that lets us move things around in our graveyard. This is the kind of deck where you want Lorehold Excavation, for example. Wow, this has loved us lately. So as good as Lorehold Excavation can be, there's also a very good chance it wheels, and I think we just take the very powerful Elite Spellbinder, which really lets you disrupt your opponent and also has aggressive stats. Environmental Sciences is nice. People are taking them very highly now. Early in the format, like a couple weeks ago, it was so easy to get them, and now it's very hard. People are first picking them, and I don't think that's a bad idea, but I wouldn't do it over an Elite Spellbinder. I can tell you that much. So yeah, let's grab Spellbinder here. PV has been my friend lately. Okay. Well, Illustrious Historian will work well with Quintorius, but so will Conspiracy Theorist. Because it's going to go to our graveyard, and then we exile it, and then Quintorius triggers, yeah. And it's just a good 2-drop anyway, so we're pretty happy to take it. Okay. Probably just another Combat Professor. He's not synergistic. He doesn't do anything with, Quintorius. It's just a really good creature that, really pulls these aggro decks together. So we may be 2 Lorehold aggro decks today. It's kind of looking like that's a possibility. Okay, so we still don't have any lessons, right? Right. So I think we probably just take Stonebound Mentor here over another Study Break. I mean, I guess this is going to be a lot less aggressive than our first red-white deck since we're doing Quintorius and Past Caller things, but, you know. Okay, now it's time to grab a lesson, I think. I think Inkling Summoning's pretty good. Rise of Exodus is pretty good, too. But, would I rather have Rise to Exodus? Are we slow enough to be interested in that? We might be. Yeah, I think having one of these feels pretty good. It's like a way, you know, we were talking about Divine Gambit. This usually plays out as a much better card than Divine Gambit. They're very similar. You can't use them until late, but when you do, they do some sweet stuff. So, okay, so here's a Spirit Summoning. Hall Monitor, if you're really aggressive, is good. Like I said, I'm not ultra convinced that's where we are. So another Guiding Voice, but we do need to kind of start grabbing lessons, and I think we'll grab a Spirit Summoning here. Dueling Coach isn't bad either. This pack in general looks like good news for us, but I think we do want some lessons. I hope that Excavation Wheels. I haven't gotten to play with it yet, and it was my preview card, so, you know, it'd be cool to get to play with it. And I think we would want to in this deck. Lots of graveyard stuff already, and, you know, we're only about halfway through pack 2, so... Yeah, this is definitely less aggressive than our first lower hull deck of the day, you know, between things like Day of Judgment, Quintorius, and Pascal, and Rise of Exodus. We definitely have a late game. Our deck earlier didn't really. Turns out it didn't need one, so, you know. Okay, it looks like other people have now jumped in on red-white because they saw how open it was. I'm just going to grab this Thrilling Discovery to cut it a little bit, like, make people see that there's no red-white in this pack. I don't think we play it, although if we ended up with enough graveyard stuff, I think you can get away with it, but it's highly unlikely we play it. Let's say. Okay, well, we still have a Guiding Voice here. I think that's probably what we grab over a Pupil or a Thrill of Possibility or a Blood Age General. Okay. Sudden Breakthrough, I don't think we're that interested in. I'm probably just going to grab another Silver Quill Campus in case we open up, you know, something we're splashing in Silver Quill. Could happen. It's unfortunate. If other people really have jumped in on this deck, it's less likely the Excavation Wheels. Although most of the time, like, you have to be in on the graveyard plan, like, the whole time, or your Excavation's not going to be good. So if you were in a different deck for a while, getting the Excavation's a little bit dangerous. I've had some good straight-up lower hull decks. For example, the one we went 7-2 with a minute ago. Yeah, we want the Historian here. It does graveyard things, gives us an early drop, and yeah, some more stuff that we can't really do anything with. I think we're still in good shape. I mean, the number of cards we have that interact with Quintorius are Past Caller. We can use Rise of Exodus to exile one of our own things if we want, by the way. So that's good. So, yeah. Okay, so do we want... Yeah, we probably just take another study break. And let those people have their... You know, both of those are really good blue-green cards. Seems like everyone jumped into red-white now and out of blue-green. But it's a little late for us to... fix things for ourselves overall. Oh, well then there's a really late Stonebound Mentor. I mean, it's not incredible, but it's solid. I mean, so I don't know what's going on. Academic Probation is a sweet lesson, but we definitely want Sparring Regimen here. I mean, I haven't looked at the rest of the pack, to be fair, but this card is really good. It's another one of these Learn cards that would be good without Learn, and with Learn, it just gets silly. And yeah, it's, you know, there's not anything else in this pack we really want. I mean, Ardent Dust Speaker will be nice if it wheels. Fuming Effigy too. Faithless Looting, it removes itself from the graveyard when it does its thing, but yeah, we want Sparring Regimen here. Getting a sparring regimen there feels pretty good. Okay, so if we wanted to splash, this would be an interesting place for environmental sciences, and we might still consider it. Just because it does make one's mana significantly better, and what I'm giving up is like a hall monitor, like another guiding voice, which I think we're kind of maxed out on at this point, just because our deck doesn't have a low enough curve, and a make your mark. So I think we do just grab the sciences here. Now, especially Silver Quill, if we pick up one random Silver Quill card, we can easily splash it. So that could happen. It's another environmental sciences. I don't think I want a second one that desperately. I mean, it would make our mana even better. Again, we're not giving up anything amazing. You know, Star Pupil, though, is quite good in our deck between the Guiding Voices and the Sparring Regimen. Yeah. Do we just want another environmental sciences? I kind of think we do. Okay, so guess we'll just grab Blood Age General. Enthusiastic Study's not bad, but I don't feel like we're aggressive enough for it. Blood Age General, you know, I think is fine. It'll trade and stuff like that. So thank you for the resub, Mad Pretty. So yeah, we'll take, yeah, Blood Age General here. Ooh, okay. So another Guiding Voice. Defend the Campus isn't bad. Sunrise Spirit, Expel. Those aren't either. And we don't have a ton of removal. So maybe we just want Defend the Campus. I think maybe we do. We do have Day of Judgment, of course, but, you know. I don't think I have enough lessons to just want another Guiding Voice here. Now, this does remove things from the graveyard, you know. And with two Quintoriuses, I think we value that. Alright, well, we grab Urza's Rage here. It's a nice removal spell, and if we get to the crazy late game, it's, you know, kills your opponent usually. Another Stonebound Mentor wouldn't hurt, but we're taking Urza's Rage. Okay. We could take a start from scratch. It is a lesson that actually comes up some, but there are a lot of times when you don't really want it. That said, it's, you know, we already have one Spirit Summoning, so I think we grab another start from scratch here. I mean, a different lesson here. You know, this Spirit Summoning is fine, but it's not, like, amazing, so. Right now, it doesn't look like we're going to take advantage of our ability to splash black. Just play our Eye Twitch off of a splash. That seems like a really good idea. You know? Yeah, overall, I think this deck looks pretty good. I wish it was a little more aggressive in a world where I have two study breaks and stuff like that, and we may end up cutting one. But we have a decent number of twos. It's not like we don't have any. Yeah. So we probably end up leaving it in. Okay, so we'll just grab another Stonerise Spirit because it works with Quintorius. I think maybe I do. Yeah, not a bad place to put counters and stuff like that either. So we've got two Environmental Sciences, a Spirit Summoning, and a Start from Scratch. So we've got 4 lessons. I think we have more Learn cards than we do lessons right now, but we can Rummage instead, and, you know, that's a thing. Because we have Rise of Extus. Okay, well, I'd probably grab Academic Probation here. It's actually, you know, as far as usefulness, it actually does a thing often enough. But I think I want it more than Fuming Effigy as another lesson, because we have a ton of Learn. So I think we need to be doing that, grabbing lessons. And right now, if this is our 23 cards, that's not so bad. I mean, you know, there's a few things I wouldn't mind cutting, but still not too bad. Okay, so yet another Guiding Voice. I guess so. Yeah. Sure. A super late random lesson would be nice, but, you know. It's like Hall Monitor. I make the cut. How many Dragon's Approaches did we get? Look at all the Guiding Voices. And I don't think we're aggressive enough for Detention Vortex to actually be worth it. You have to be pretty darn aggressive since your opponent can just, like, take it off of their creature. We got 4 Guiding Voices, which is pretty awesome, but like, you know, would be nice to have more lessons. So let's take a look here. Yeah, so we ended up with 5. 2 Environmental Sciences, Spirit Summoning, Start from Scratch, and Academic Probation. Those are fine. Yeah, I don't think we're a Detention Vortex deck. I think maybe... Well, we're probably aggressive enough for a Study Break, but we may want to cut one of them. Thank you for the follow, Shane Rinker. So, yeah, gotta cut some stuff. I don't think it's really any of this. I think it's probably some of our medium stuff. I unfortunately do not have anything worth splashing. This is the sad thing here. Oop. Like, it just didn't happen, you know. Master Symmetrist is like definitely our best like card that we're not playing, but I just don't see us being able to you know, you need a double splash, and that's hard to do. So no, we don't really have anything to splash, sadly. Environmental Sciences like let us hit our land drops to play our big spells, and that's basically it. I think we cut 1 Study Break. I think we leave in all the Guiding Voices. I've been really happy with that card overall. I don't know that we're really a Hall Monitor deck. I mean, we're kind of aggressive, but I don't think aggressive enough for those like all-in aggro type cards. Not quite that aggressive. We have a decent number of spirits, but Blood Age General is still super underwhelming overall. So I think it's probably what we cut. Yeah, I guess I could have splashed a big blue-red spell. Or I could splash Practical Research, but I don't think we're interested in that. I think this will be our deck. Seems pretty good. I would have liked a little more to go really crazy with Quintorius, but I think we ended up with enough to do relatively well with Quintorius. We did kind of... Well, not really. We didn't really force a Quintorius deck. We saw 1 wheel and then jumped in on it. It's not like we took him early and then just, like, never... We're unwilling to change. Okay, so this is the kind of hand where you really consider just holding out in Day of Judgmenting. Like, when you get it in your opening hand, just, like, letting your opponent do what they're doing sometimes is worth it. I don't think it's straight up what I'm going to do. I might see if I can, you know, if we end up ahead of our opponent, and we are, I probably just try to run them over early as plan A, and our plan B will be, yeah. Plan B will be Day of Judgment. Oh, Body of Research, huh? Spell Satchel, Bury in Books. So I guess we go after Biomathematician here. Yeah, it seems pretty good to me. Bury in Books does a thing, but it doesn't do it so well that I'm worried. So we can Guiding Voice and Spirit Summoning here, which is pretty great. This is going to be a lot of damage. Because Eager First Year will get multiple boosts. So, yeah, we're going to Guiding Voice. I think we'll put the counter on the flyer. And, yeah, we'll grab Spirit Summoning. Play it. And smash for 8. Yeah, I think running them over as plan A was the right move. Oh, I forgot to change my scene again. I need to get used to this, clearly. Here we go. And my current record is not 6-2. It is 0 and 0. All right. That's fixed. Yeah, I mean, we definitely ended up with a crazy aggressive start here. That's for sure. Okay, so let's attack in the air. I could attack with all 3. That does mean I get lethal in the air next turn, or I can threaten it at least. Plus I have Rise of Extus. Yeah. Let's just rumble with everybody. So they do have Bury-in books, which, you know, matters a little bit. This is our 3rd time having the Spellbinder in... This is our 13th draft. It's gone pretty well. I think both times I've had it have been 7-win decks. So let's see if we can do... Other 2 times. See if we can do it again. Okay. Well, that will buy them 1 more turn. But... yeah, so I think we just Rise of Extus, the Alchemist here. Yeah, we'll exile from their graveyard. This will drop them to 1. Yeah. And that means we want to start from scratch, because it can do 1 to any target. That's really funny. To grab this lesson when they're at 1. Alright, so let's see what's in their hand first, just to be cautious here. Okay, so we got him. Alright. Yep, that definitely played out like an aggro deck there. You know, apart from the Rise of Extus turn, which is kind of weird. Would be kind of weird in an aggro deck, but... it's aggressive, just not as aggressive as our earlier red-white deck, you know? Alright, pretty good. I mean, turn 2 Theorist into Sparring Regimen is pretty spicy. It'd be better if we were on the play, of course, but... and there's one of our Quintoriuses. Alright, so... do I lead with the Conspiracy Theorist? Yeah, I think so. I mean... there's certainly a chance it dies, but that's true either way, so... yeah, Lash of Malice. So now, we definitely don't play Sparring Regimen this... oh, hello. So they decided to play it before it can give them value right away. Which isn't a terrible idea, but I think because I have Illustrious Historian, I'd probably just go for it. So... I guess in Environmental Sciences doesn't seem... no, we have 4 lands already. We'll just grab a Spirit Summoning. Okay. Put a counter on yourself. Nice. Wish I had more white mana, but, you know. Can't have it all. So yeah, the question here is whether I want to play my Sparring Regimen. I mean, I guess I probably do. Like, trading with the Dueling Coach seems fine. Here I think we'll grab Environmental Sciences, because we need more white mana at some point or another. Then we attack. Get in for 4. Sparring regimen versus sparring regimen. Yeah, too bad we didn't get any of the 1-mana 1/1s who move their counters around in this deck, because it would have been pretty good between the 4 Guiding Voices and Sparring Regimen, which I think I already said during the draft, but, you know. No attack, huh? That's weird. / concerning. Yeah, they have the removal spell. It's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so... now the plan is to try to outvalue them with Quintorius, I guess. Because, like, we can get back our Historian, it'll give us 2 bodies at a time and stuff like that. You can actually untap it and then use its ability because of Sparring Regimen, which is cool. That is not cool. See, that's the card that if we had would be really good. And they actually do have it, so there you go. Yeah, it's like, do I just want to play my Historian, have my Historian's ability up? Because if I do... yeah, that seems pretty good. To take advantage of Quintorius while I have it. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Just end our turn. I am pretty worried, just because they have a very synergistic +1/+1 counter board right now. And, like, one of the best enablers. So, we are going to kill that Dusk Mage. They do get to draw a card off of it, potentially, but I think that's okay. Yeah, they do draw a card. But I think we're in a pretty decent spot here. You have a Guiding Voice to play after that? I hope not. You do. Surprise, surprise. Aw, man. We're gonna exile our poor Quintorius. So... kind of think we just attack with both, put the counter on Quintorius. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so let's play Spirit Summoning, Stonerise Spirit, do I want to play Guiding Voice here too? Yeah, I kind of think I do. Yeah. Maybe we just want Academic Probation. Yeah. I think that's good. So... yeah, intro to Annihilation. Oh yeah, now I have to chump block one of them. Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. So the good news is we have Study Break, which might allow us to set up some things. I can also gain some life. Also got Academic Probation. So I think we go to combat here. Attack with one of them. Put a counter on it. So I think this is a race we might be able to win thanks to Study Break. Because then we play Elite Spellbinder. Freaking hexproof. It doesn't quite mean we're dead, but it does make our lives difficult. Would I rather they just play their Owlin Shield Mage? I mean, Professor of Symbology is a problem too, honestly. All three of these cards are issues. I think we go after Beaming Defiance here. Making them pay a bunch more mana for it seems worth it. So we do potentially have lethal. What we need to do is just tap down. I mean, it depends how they attack. Unfortunately, they can do a pretty good job of getting us. Okay, so we're just going to Study Break here. They're going to be able to make one of them... Yeah, they're going to be able to make one of them a problem, but... Because they'll be able to make it so one of them has hexproof, but one will get tapped down at least. And then I can actually use Academic Probation to deal with the other one. I guess I'll grab Start from Scratch here. So they let me tap down both, which is interesting. I guess Professor of Symbology. No, okay. There we go. There's the Professor of Symbology. Alright, so... Can't I just get rid of both of these? I can. So I use Start from Scratch to kill the 2/1. And then I use Academic Probation to make that unable to block, and that just gets us there. Yeah. Double lesson for the win. Stone Rise Spirit. Nice. We learned a lot in that game, and it allowed us to win. Yeah, Sparring Regiment's quite good. I think I gave it a B, I think, and it might just be an A-. So at least a B+. Maybe even given it a B- now that I think about it. Cards like that, I get a little skeptical that you just won't be able to set up situations where it does something, but it does, basically always. It lets things line up really well for you. Well, we don't have any early creatures, which is annoying, but I think we can get away with it. Yeah. We're not all in on an aggro deck, so it's not the end of the world if we don't do things early. Oh, you know, would probably be nice to do something early. Alright, so we are going to play our sparring regimen here. And yeah, I guess we'll grab a creature, because we don't have a lot of those right now. Okay. Well, let's spellbind them, see what's going on over there. Ugh, Retriever Phoenix, huh? Combat Professor 2, huh? I mean, it's one of those. Oh, God. It's probably the Phoenix. As good as a Professor is, they have Lurd in their hand, so the Phoenix is going to be a problem. Let's go after the Phoenix. Do I also want a Guiding Voice here? Given what they have in their hand, I think we do. I'll grab Start from Scratch here. So then we know they have Infuriate, that's always good information to have when your opponent has a trick like that. So we're going to take a pretty big hit here, because I'm not planning on blocking, so... yeah, we're going to take 6 here. Oh, yeah, with Vigilance, actually, it's 7. Ouchies. Okay, alright. I see. I see what you did there. Okay. I'm a little worried right now. I kind of think I need to play out both of these more than I need to play Combat Professor. We're going to go to combat here. I mean, it's a free attack more or less, so... do the 5 in the air. Like, we just don't care. And then, yeah, Spirit Summoning. That Infuriate, man. It's going to be a problem. I guess the 2 games we've won so far, both of them were won with a lesson. Both of them were won with Start from Scratch, in fact. We had ideal situations for it. It's pretty funny. Because it's not the best lesson ever. Oh, yeah. Just going all in on the aggro here is probably a good idea. They may just be able to kill us here. Not quite, but... or wait, I think it is enough to kill us. Exactly enough, yeah. Combat Professor plus Blood Age General is a nice little common combo that our opponent pulled off there. And they still had that Infuriate too, so... yeah, we just got run over by a more... you know, I think that was more of an aggro deck than what our deck is doing for the most part. Okay, this is another weird hand, but because it has Day of Judgment, we can kind of get away with it. We can basically play nothing early. I mean, we can't anyway, other than our sparring regimen. And then just Day of Judgment once the board looks like that's what we need to do. So, That's the plan. That is the plan. Somebody asked earlier if I'm worried. Yeah, Kyle asked if I'm worried about other people seeing what I have in my hand and stuff. This is a situation where sometimes it's like, really, you're not playing anything? Where I get a little suspicious, but you know. So we'll play our regimen here since it doesn't, you know, cost us anything to do. I guess we'll grab a spirit summoning. Okay, there we go. There we go. You're playing things now. I like it. So they know I have spirit summoning. It sort of feels like I'm telegraphing this that I have the wrath if I don't use it. I think I'll just use it. You know, it was free anyway, more or less, so kind of trying to coax our opponent into playing more things is seems worthwhile. The question is whether I bother blocking. I kind of think I do. Yeah. Alright, so... so this is going to be... It's probably too much damage next turn for us to just let this happen. Because it'll be 8. Yeah, I think it's Day of Judgment time. Let's see. I mean, that should give us a significant advantage. It's basically a 3-for-1. We did kind of trade a spirit in there too, but you know. Hi, Arthur. Yeah, I've enjoyed this format overall. Oh God. So they still had all kinds of gas. I don't like that. I've pretty much found all of the guilds to be powerful when they... schools to be powerful when you get there. But yeah, I think the 2 ramp ones might be the best ones. This format is pretty well suited to ramp. Yeah, it's pretty sad that they got to play 2 things off of our right after our wrath. Man, with Day of Judgment, maybe I should have run one of those pillar drop rescuers. Okay. That hurts. Ooh. We really need to find removal for Dina, or she's gonna drain us out before we can kill her. Oof. Okay. Well. Okay, then. So let's play... Yeah. Put it on the combat professor. We do have academic probation, which could buy us a little time against these bigger creatures. Or help us find lethal later. But we don't have a whole lot of time, is our problem. But I do think it's probably what we want to grab there. Alright, so let's go to combat. We're going to give this the vigilance. And then we're going to attack with both of these. Put the counter on the professor. Then, yeah, I think we want to play Quintorius. Although the Spellbinder kind of does put them under more pressure. I mean, at this point, it's just a 3-mana 3/1 with flying, but that's not too bad. But yeah, we'll play Quintorius. I think in the end, the value it can give us is probably going to be a little bit better. Oh my god. Our clock just got even scarier. Okay. So let's play another Combat Professor. That certainly helps. Let's go to Combat. We're going to give... We're going to give Quintorius... Actually... Yeah, we want to give Quintorius both buffs here. Yeah. Oh, I can give one buff to the Combat Professor. Yeah. And then Sparring Regiment will do the thing with Quintorius. We might be able to take them out before they can kill us here. We're going to be able to do a bunch of damage in the air next turn. We might be able to get there. So... Oh yeah, Quintorius already has Vigilance, but yeah. We put the counter on him. That's 9. Then we play Elite Spellbinder. So that gives us a whole bunch of damage in the air. They can gain 2. But they are in top deck mode, and we have Academic Probation, which can help us just push aside basically any thing they play. They do have Overgrown Arches, which can learn, which is not awesome, but, you know. Okay. Well, we might put that guy on probation. Ah, where they'll do that. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's bad. Now down to 8. They can attack us for 8 if they want to. They do not. Okay, so... we're gonna pump you. And then you. And then attack with everything. Do that. So do they have to block? I guess not. They must have a way to kill us this turn. Well, let's find out. Can they kill us? I hope not. I don't think that's gonna do it. Right? Unless I'm missing something. Yep, that won't do it. So that would drop us to 3, but I think we're just gonna block her. Going down to 3 doesn't really matter. Alright. Well, having our Sparring Regiment and a bunch of flyers turns out to be pretty good for doing a bunch of damage over a few turns, which, you know, not really a surprise, I guess. Cats. Ooh, yeah, so that's not a keeper. I mean, it's kind of tempting when you have Environmental Sciences and a 2-drop to be like, I can do this, you know, and then the learn cards, just especially because we have our Day of Judgment, but it's too risky. Yeah, this is a lot better. I mean, it's considerably slower, but it is a lot better. Yeah, we send back our mentor. The other cards are they're just better. Yeah, I forgot we have an Urza's Rage. Alright. So we did draw a Day of Judgment, but I think our plan A, as usual, is going to be to disrupt our opponent significantly. So, you know, Burying Books really doesn't bother me that much. I'd rather go after the Emeritus. Even though I can kill it, like, you know, making it so our opponent can't play it at all is it's just going to be better. And yeah, Burying Books, if they leave it up here, they can take away the counter I get from Sparring Regiment or whatever, but, you know, it's not really backbreaking, especially because I'll get to play my Spellbinder again in a couple turns. Alright, well, yeah, that is less good news for us. That's for sure. Alright, so play a Combat Professor now, I think. I just think given what they have right now, leaning on Day of Judgment isn't really where we want to be. We're just going to want to use it if our opponent goes crazy one way or another, which they definitely could. So, you know. Alright, so I'm pretty sure their plan here is all about Burying Books, which is okay with me. Let's play Sparring Regimen. I'm going to grab Spirit Summoning for now. So let's put the boost on the Spellbinder. Let's make them Burying Books the Spellbinder, basically, is my plan here. Yeah, and then we're going to go to the attack. Oh, I guess I don't have to. I kind of screwed that up. I'm okay with the trade overall, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't really think that's where we want to go. Yeah, I messed that up. I was thinking somehow I was going to get an additional toughness, but if I attack, they can just trade with it. It's not like I have that much gas left in my hand, but I do have Wrath of God, so you know what? We're just going to go for it. And we're going to put the counter here. So, there's a good chance that they Burying Books, Combat Professor, and block Elite Spellbinder, but I'm kind of okay with that. Definitely wasn't optimal. It would have been better to just put it all in Combat Professor and let the Spellbinder hang back, but yeah. They do that. Yeah, so that's what they do. Leaves them with an Amplimancer, but we can kill it with Urza's Rage, like in a worst case scenario here, so. You know, or Day of Judgment. If that's what happens. They just double its power here. They may just go for doubling the power here. So, here's the thing. Kind of like earlier, they know I have Spirit Summoning. I kind of don't want to play it. I think we're just going to pass the turn. They know we have it, but if they attack and try to double this thing's power, I don't know. They know I have Spirit Summoning, and that's the awkward thing here about our Wrath. But I'm going to pass the turn and see what they do. We do know we have Combat Professor showing up next turn. Yeah. So what we'll do is, if they just attack us and try to play around a Wrath, I just use Urza's Rage to kill this, I think. Yeah. Like, if they attack and just want to double its power again, I think that's our plan. So then the question is, do I just want to Urza's Rage the Archmage if they play it? Or do I just cast Day of Judgment on my turn and end my turn? You know, I think just Urza's Raging the Emeritus here is good. And then we'll play, yeah, Combat Professor. 4, 5, 6, 7. So, you know, if they want to double his power here, I say let him. Okay, well, I think we're wrathing now. Yeah, we're gonna wrath. I may have done it a turn too early. It kind of depends on what they've got, but we were about to be overwhelmed there. Yeah, that's about to be a lot larger, unfortunately. Okay, so they were kind of playing around it, I think. It's not so good for us. So I think we play Spirit Summoning, and then Guiding Voice so it can trade with Bayou Groth. God, do I just want Environmental Sciences for the life? Yeah, I kind of think that's... More mana doesn't hurt either. So that Scurrid Colony is going to be a problem in the near future. Yeah, so I think we try to go for a trade here. It does kind of feel like if I'd waited one more turn, we might have had a shot at just putting them into top deck mode with no board, but I was at low enough life and I was worried enough that I don't think it was a bad decision. Okay, so Quintorius... We don't have anything in the graveyard right now that does anything. I think we... Yeah, I think we play Quintorius here. Got some nice size for blocking. Right, so now that Scurrid Colony is big, but we're about to be able to make Quintorius bigger as well. Big enough that it can block that. Yeah, so give you the Vigilance. We'll hold on to this land for bluffing purposes. Can't really do anything with it anyway. Yeah, scrying is pretty nice. Nice. Them not attacking is good news. Ooh, so Stonerise Spirit's going to be able to start doing some stuff with Quintorius's help. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So let's play Stonerise Spirit here. And then we're gonna use Stonerise Spirit to give Quintorius flying. Exile this Environmental Sciences. We haven't really gotten to go off with Quintorius yet. I guess we've made like one counter with him, but we're trying to make it happen here. So I could attack with Combat Professor if I put both things on it. But there's a lot that could go wrong. Yeah, maybe I just do it. Yeah, I think I do. They can block if they want to, but it's just a trade, so... And we still have our value engine, which means... Yeah, we want to play our 8th land now, because we can make two tokens a turn. Gross. I don't really like them drawing a bunch of cards there. Let's hope, yeah. Okay. That doesn't worry me too much. So I can get both of these flying. That pretty much wins us the game. So we have Quintorius flying. Exile a Guiding Voice. Give our 4/2 flying. They're gonna have to find a way to do something here. Yeah. I was gonna say. So we finally got to go off with the Quintorius value combo, which I hadn't really gotten to do in this format yet. That was fun. So, back-to-back games where Wrath, I think, really set up the win for us. It didn't, like, instantly win us the game like it can sometimes, but it put our opponents further back than we were in terms of cards, and then we just found our way to victory. Right, pretty good. Stonerise Spirit's not going to be nearly as useful as it is in the late game, but it'll be fine. It does get a buff from Quintorius later, so, you know, that helps. I think we just play Stonebound Mentor here. Then maybe next turn we play both Guiding Voices. Yeah, so, yeah. I think we go Guiding Voice. Then Spirit Summoning. Seems pretty good. Yeah. Where'd the music go? It's kind of weird. Yeah, so Spirit Summoning. Maybe I should have grabbed Environmental Sciences so I could play Quintorius, but... Yeah, that's a big boy, isn't it? I think we just play Combat Professor here. Buff the token. And attack with it. Yeah, so they can trade their Vortex Runner. We're cool with that. The only suggestion I would make in general about being a content creator and everything else is just keep at it. You know, that's a key thing. It can take a while to build an audience. You know, it took me a year to get my first 1,000 subscribers, which sounds like a small number of subscribers, right? And it took me a pretty darn long time. So yeah. So Master Symmetrist is really obnoxious here. Okay, so let's Guiding Voice. I'm thinking I'm going to put the counter on Stonerise Spirit and then put the buff on Stonebound Mentor. Yeah. So this time we are going to grab Environmental Sciences. We're going to go to... Wait. How did I screwed that up, of course. Yeah, so let's just buff the Mentor. I was thinking they would both have 4 power with some really bad mathematics. You know, that was some bad math. Right, so then we're going to Environmental Sciences and grab a Plains. Play a Plains. And I think play Illustrious Historian. So next turn we can play Quintorius and start setting up the graveyard value again. You know, if that's how things pan out anyway. So that Scurrid Colony is about to be huge. Which is not good. But if we can get Quintorius and play along with Stonerise Spirit, I think we'll probably be okay. Yeah, it's a pretty good choice. Pretty good. Pretty good call. Okay. So, yeah, I think we want to play Quintorius because next turn we're going to play Stonerise Spirit and use Quintorius. Play Stonerise Spirit and use the ability to make a creature with Quintorius is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, so we'll play Quintorius. We're not doing any attacking here, unsurprisingly. Yep. None of that stuff is good news. That Wormhole Serpent can quickly kill us. Probably too quickly for us to win with our 4/2 tokens, but we'll see, I guess. So there's not much value to be had here in terms of giving something flying. So I may as well just use the ability at instant speed and hope they kind of forget about it. Because doing it now doesn't do anything with these 2 reach creatures in play. Yeah. So they're going to make a couple things unblockable here, and it's going to hurt. Although I guess they're afraid to attack probably with... Well, no, they're not, probably. I'm sure they just rumble. Well, okay. I'll take the rumble with just one thing. Plan. Kind of expected them to have some other big play in their second main phase. But, you know, we'll give Illustrious Historian flying and exile... So... Nice. Yeah, so I think we play... Yeah, I think we do this again. Give our 4/2 flying. Exile, Spirit Summoning. Now, we can at least pressure them in the air. It's weird that all the music is off. It sounds strange. Attack them in the air. Do they block? I hope so. Conspiracy Theorist is going to be pretty silly next turn, I think, because we'll be able to do the Theorist and Stonerise Spirit to get some value. The Theorist will die, but I'm not sure I care. Uh-oh. Alright, so they're going to get a big old Fractal out of the deal here. They are at 9, though, so, you know, I feel like we're in kind of okay shape right now. So we'll give one of them flying and attack with it, and give the other one +1/+0 and vigilance and attack with it. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense they don't have flying in this set because the spirits in this format are mostly like made of stone. So it'd be kind of weird if they could all fly. This one can fly. But the spirit tokens, yeah. Okay, so they're going all in on fractal summoning there. Ooh, boy. I think that may just give us what we need here. So, interesting. I think we hold off on using Study Break until they pump mana into something to make it unblockable. But we only need 2 mana up for Study Break. Because I could use it to tap down both of these. Oh, wait. Can I just kill them if I do that? I can. I can just kill them. 4, 7. They won't have anything to block flyers. And then I'll have 4, 6, 9. These are your only 2 reachers, right? Yeah, so I think we just use it. Give one thing flying. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Study Break. Tap down the reach creatures. Grab... I guess we can grab Academic Probation here. Yeah, we got there. I mean, I think they wanted to make them spirits for flavor reasons, a Dark Star, because, you know, the Lorehold are all about history and archaeology. And the idea is that they can, like, reanimate spirits into, like, statues of them and ask them questions. Oops, I don't want to change that just yet. Hello, Mike. How's it going? I keep messing that up. This is where we want to go. So we had 2 Lorehold decks today. I mean, we're obviously still playing, but both of them got at least 5 wins. The other one was 7-2, so we're at 5-1 here. So we'll have a winning record with both. My winning percentage was at 59 to start the day, but we're already at 63, and we'll pretty much stay there, even if we go 5-3. That sounds pretty sweet, Grayson. Right, pretty good hand, pretty good hand. No, the Inklings are Silver Quill, Photino Decay. It's the Inklings. I think I'm just going to play the first year. I mean, Conspiracy Theorists can do a thing, but I don't see us doing that thing anytime soon because we're just going to curve out here. This card's a nice little 2-drop for blue-red. I don't ever seem to get it when I'm in blue-red. Well, at least they can't attack us, you know. Let's play our Stonebound Mentor. Okay, so doesn't really seem worth trying to Guiding Voice here, mostly because they have mana up. So I'm just going to play Combat Professor. Yeah, the Pledge Mage is good everywhere. It's just easier to cast in Lorehold, I guess. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let's pump the first year, and then I think we attack with both of these. You know, have I drafted? I think the only Dean I've drafted is the black-white one, and it was pretty sweet. Yeah, that's not great, but it's not a disaster either. We can get it back with our Pass Caller. This may be a pretty sweet multicolor deck with, you know, multiple environmental sciences. There are clearly at least 3 colors, but they might be more. Okay, so again, seems a little too dangerous here to try to Guiding Voice. Yeah. So let's go to combat. Let's buff our Eager first year and then attack with both. Yeah. Works for me. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mike, for the gift sub. Mike's actually the person who designs all the fancy graphics on my YouTube channel. The, you know, intro animation, outro animation, and the like. So, we're 1 mana away from Rise of Exodus, which is nice. Also 1 away from Return to Pass Caller. Yeah, we actually, I think there are 2 or 3, yeah, emotes, he also made those. I think there are 2 or 3 of those that I have access to now that we don't have emotes for. Okay, so Guiding Voice on our Theorist here isn't the worst plan ever. I mean, I don't love it either. Might just be better to play Pass Caller and get back a Spirit. Yeah, that is what we'll do. Yeah. I just want to Rise of Exodus that and attack with my Pass Caller. I mean, I can attack with my Pass Caller anyway, I suppose. I think I'm going to use Guiding Voice on Pass Caller. We'll let the Wormhole Serpent do its thing for a little bit. I don't think it's an immediate problem. Yeah, we'll grab a Spirit Summoning here. Yeah, then we'll play our Stonebound Mentor again. Well, I guess I'll attack first. Yeah, play Stonebound Mentor, and then I can still Study Break at the end of their turn. That's a pretty good sequence here for us. They may use this Intro to Annihilation to kill the big flyer now, I guess. Well, I have Day of Judgment in this deck, Grayson. Does that qualify? I've also had Natural Order. Ah. I see how that is. So... okay. I'm going to use Study Break here to tap these 2 down and then Rise of Exodus the Wormhole Serpent. Or the other way. The other way might be better. Yeah, I think it is. And then we'll grab Academic Probation. Yeah, so then we will Rise of Extus. Get rid of their Arcane Subtraction. Yeah, so we can actually kill them next turn with Start from Scratch. It'd be pretty funny if we have... yeah, I don't really want to do that. Oh, no, never mind. I was off by 1. We can get close, though. So they do have to play a flyer to not die, because we got rid of that flyer permanently. And they do have 2 removal spells, so that matters. But because we have Academic Probation, they have to, and they're at 2. It's going to take some work for them to not be dead still. Okay, well, let's take a look at their hand, and that'll let us know whether or not we can win. Okay, so we definitely get rid of Berry and Books. That's what they were leaning on to save them here, and now it can't. So that should get us there, because then we go Academic Probation. Wormhole Serpent. And that gets us there. Thank you for the follow, Rugevelt. Okay, I think we can keep this. Pretty nice little hand. Obviously we need some mana, but on the draw, that's very doable. So we're going to want Wrath of God mana in the near future, I can tell you that much. Question is whether I even want to play anything. Problem is, I have no idea if I'm going to draw another Plains anytime soon. And if that's the case, I do kind of think we need to get our shields up here, so... Once we draw another Plains, I think we can consider a little more seriously whether or not we want to Wrath. I could just trade here. That seems alright. Okay, so we now know we're going to have that mana. But the question now becomes... I'm at 18, so I think I'm just going to pass turn here and plan on Day of Judgmenting in the near future. We want them to empty out their hand, basically. That's the plan. Okay, so they're playing around it, which is annoying. But smart on their part. Let's play our Stonerise Spiritor. They may not even be playing around it. They may just be color screwed, I guess. And if they are, then we're going to regret not going a little more aggressive here. Though if I wanted to go really aggressive, I would have played Combat Professor, I guess. But okay, so they just have removal. Let's go ahead and Study Break here just to learn and prevent this damage. I guess Start from Scratch kills the 1/1. Granted, they can draw cards with it, but I think that's still... They're both... Well, actually, we'll kill the 3/1 with it. For sure. Yeah, so we'll kill the 3/1 here. Okay, so they continue to be playing around our stuff, or so it seems. We'll go ahead and play Quintorius here. They may just have a hand filled with removal, too. Yeah, that is what it is. They have a hand filled with removal. Man, they're going to kill us with that thing. Do I need to Rise of Extus it? It's not a terrible plan, honestly. Get rid of Closing Statement. Ooh, do they have God's Willing to save it here? That's gonna hurt if they do. We're having such a weird game. So, like, if they continue to play nothing here, next turn I think we just slam these two creatures. Yeah, we'll grab another creature. If they play, like, two things out of their hand... Okay, so they're continuing to play nothing. So, yeah, I think our plan here is to go all out more aggressively here. Yeah, so their hands, they're just loaded up on removal. So Wrath may come up later because they may pull ahead of us since they have so much removal. But, you know, in hindsight, we definitely should have pushed harder in the early game. But I think this looked like a hand that it made sense to be aiming to Wrath. Just didn't exactly pan out that way. God, we probably just grab Rise of Extus again, right? Yeah. Lets us kill anything they play, after all. So they can have their own Wrath. I think that's a possibility here. Alright. We got there. So we did end up with 2 7-win Lorehold decks on the day. So it's pretty good. Definitely inflated our win percentage. Hopefully we can just stay above 60 the rest of the way, which is something I do in most sets, but in Kaldheim I started out so poorly that I think we finished at like 56. And I was at like 49, like 30 drafts in. So feels good to have a better start this time. That's for sure. 61 and 35. All right, so this will open our packs. Wow, we got 3 nice mythics in there. That'll be good for gems. I enjoyed Kaldheim, but it was a hard format to get a handle on, for me, anyway. But yeah, I'm enjoying this format more so far, but that's partly because I'm winning a lot more. I mean, that's, you know, people can say it's not about winning, and it's not entirely, but winning is generally more fun. I mean, there's no way around that, you know. All right, so that will do it for today's stream. I'll be back tomorrow, streaming again from same time, 8 a.m. to noon. Maybe we'll have another 14 and 3 day. That would be nice. That would be really sweet for our win percentage. Hope to see you all then. Until then, everybody have a good rest of your Friday.